All right, guys, Google has decided to change the view of Gmail again. I feel like it was just like 6 months ago when I made a video and posted like, hey, here's the new changes to Google View. And now we're doing it again. Not too far in the future. But we're gonna hop into that. I'm gonna show you the main differences between the old view and the new view and kind of things you can do to help make it a little bit easier or how to work in it in this new way. So let's hop on in. All right, so as we dive in, I do want to remind you guys, we are consultants. So if you ever do need help, you can reach out to us at support@nexttechconsultants.com. Also, on any of our social media platforms, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Feel free to give us a follow there and reach out if you have any questions. But like I said, Google has changed their view. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go over the major differences. I'm going to start with the old view, kind of show you the things I liked. And then we're going to go into the new view and I'm going to show you a little bit about that, what the changes are and what we can do to kind of help make it a little bit easier for you, or things that will be able to download now, like Google Chat, to your desktop to make things just a little bit easier for you to navigate and move through. So we're going to hop on over the computer and I'm going to show you guys that now. All right, so like I said, we're going to start with the old view and kind of a few things that I liked about it. One thing I really liked about the old view is this chat feature here. It's just right here. So you can look at it, you can scroll through. I know it's blurred out for you guys to see so you don't see the names, but you can scroll through and see like, these are the people I'm talking to. Yes, it's a smaller view, but I like that you can just see it right here and scroll. If a new message popped up, you would just click it and it would pop up right over here at the bottom of your screen. And it would show you like, hey, let's start responding. I can still see my email. I can still see if I click into an email, I can click reply and I can still do all that while I'm chatting with you. So that's one of my main things I like about this old spot. And in the new one, it's a little bit harder to do that, but that's my main thing. My frustration a little bit is if you click on categories or in here and you click on more, you have to scroll so far if you use labels. So if you're a person who uses labels and this update really helped you, let me know in the comments below, because I'm really curious how many people actually use enough labels to make this really work for them. Okay, so now that I've shown you like couple things I like about this view, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the new view. So if you aren't in the new view, you can click on settings and say try out new Gmail view. And we're gonna click reload and it brings you into the new Google view. If you're in the new Google view and you really don't like it, just click on the settings again. And what you can do is go back to your original view. They'll ask you, hey, what's going on? And then you click reload. For now, we're gonna stay in it, but you can do that. You also don't have to fill in this field and you can just click reload. So if you're in the new view and you're trying to figure out how to use it, here's the biggest change. Remember how the chat was like right here and I could scroll up and down? It's now over here. So if you click it, it brings you in to choose a conversation. And so if I choose my conversation, it brings it up here and it's like a full screen. And then you can also, what's nice is you can click it down here and now the chats is over here just like it was in the other view. So that's kind of nice, but it also took away my view here. So I can't actually see any of my emails as I'm working on it. I could do multiple chats, like I could pull up my wife's chat, pop it out and be like, okay, here it is. So that's kind of nice, but it's also frustrating because now my email is gone. But it does let me see more people and kind of click through more people if I'm chatting with a lot of people. So I could see why they did the update. That's just kind of frustrating for me. The other thing is in Spaces, you do have Spaces now, which used to be called Rooms. And so if you want to learn more about that, we have a video that'll pop up that can show you like, hey, learn more about the new features, and we can get into more detail about that. The other important thing is if you go to settings and you click on customize under the apps in Gmail. So what apps do you see in Gmail? You click customize. You can actually choose if you see Google Chat or Google Meet. So if you check on Meet, like it's showing here, it'll pop up in that spot. You uncheck chat, it takes those away. So it's kind of nice, it shows you here. But that's what it looks like. So I'm gonna click done and reload. And like I said, now Meet will show up and you can click on it and say, hey, I'm gonna start a new meeting. I'm gonna join a meeting. If you have meetings in your calendar, they'll automatically show up here. So you can click and join into them. So yes, it's kind of nice. Everything's in one spot. It makes it a nice benefit. So you can just kind of click through and not have to click in new tabs and do all of that. But there are some downsides. Like if you're getting an email and you start clicking on it, you click reply, you start chatting, let's say blah, 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 go on to chat and like, oh, you messaged me, you click it, brings you here. And it takes you out of the message you're on. And then you go back to Gmail and you can still edit. Sometimes I found though that this doesn't pop back up right away and you don't actually have the message. So then you have to go into your drafts and find it. So that's a little bit frustrating, but if you stay in the window, typically it does take you back to your email. But if you go away for a long time, it will refresh in the background and it'll take you out of there. So that's kind of a frustrating piece. But what's nice about this also in chat is if you hover over, it takes a little bit longer because you have to kind of hover over and then this pops up, but you still can click open in a pop-up and it brings it down here so you can open up more chat messages. That was like my favorite feature about Google Chat is you can have your chat there in your messages and be working on both at the same time. That's how you do it in this one, is you have to have chat enabled from your settings, customize, make sure chat's enabled, and then you can hover over the name and have it pop out and there it is. So that's kind of the gist of the new Gmail overview and kind of the biggest things that changed. Here's a couple other parts that we're gonna add on to this video to talk a little bit more about like Google Chat. While it can be an app inside of Gmail, you can also separate it completely. So that benefit is taking the notifications. You can download the app on your desktop, which is nice because the notifications are there. You can open up in a new tab, and the benefit then is if it's in a new tab, and it's in the apps in Gmail, you might get notified twice with the sound or have it pop up and you get notified in multiple times. The benefit of having the app or a new tab is you only get one notification and you don't have to have those up. So if I were to go forward, what I would probably do is with this new update is I would just download the Google Chat Messenger, which I'll show you how to do in a second. And I would run that and I would run Gmail just by itself in the browser. Obviously, it's another app to have open, but it gives you those custom notifications and you get to use it in a more friendly way. So let's hop back over the computer. I'll show you how to download that app and a little bit about it really quick. So to get to chat, you go to chat.google.com and it brings you to your chat messages. If you're in another Gmail app, you can also click on the little grid icon and scroll down and click on chat. So those are a couple ways to get to it. And like I said, it has a different view. So what you can see here is all of your chat, your spaces, similar to that dropout that came inside of Gmail. Like you could see all these sections. So then you click on an app. You don't have that little drop down anymore where you could drop in the menu because you wouldn't need that if you're inside this app itself. So now you can just go ahead and chat and have those messages run up in its own browser. Also, you have to be in Google Chrome to download it this way. But if you go into the top right, you'll see this little download icon right here, and it says install Google Chat, and you'll click install. And so now it's installed, and what it does is it puts a little icon right here in the bottom right. You can right click it and say pin to taskbar if it's not pinned yet. It'll show up like this. You just click pin and it'll be here. Now you can click on this anytime you want to chat with somebody. And if you close it, it's just like any other app. It closes and you're good to go. So if it's open though, you get your notifications, you get your pop-ups just like normal. So this is kind of where I would go to chat and how I would use it in the future. Just like in your email, you can see all the options here. You have chat, spaces, and you have meet. So this is where you manage your meetings and stuff like that. All right, so that was a quick overview of Google Chat, but now we are done with the video. I appreciate you stopping in. And remember, if you haven't, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. It helps us build more content like this to help support your business. And also, again, we are consultants. So if you're having any issues working inside of Google Workspace with any of these new features and would like some help, you can reach out to us at support@nextstepconsultants.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.